Obstacles are really simple. They either break you or you break through them. I used to say when I get there, I'll calm down. I'll spend more time with my friends. I'll relax a little bit. I don't know if I have it tomorrow. Nobody knows if they have a fucking tomorrow. I wake up 4:30, I would go for a run, I would lift, I would meditate, I would do breath work, and I work like a dog all day, every day. I've been a good person for a long time. I've tried to do good in the world. There's a reason that I'm still here. Pretty average Monday night, went to yoga with my wife. And I remember I just kept telling her, I'm like, we should hang out. Like, we should just pick up food and like watch a movie or something. And so we picked up some food. We're driving home. We live on a very dark kind of rural area. So as we're driving, we're about 5 minutes away, and there's a car speeding with no headlights on. You could barely see anything out there. I didn't see it right until it was like right about to plow into us. Like as soon as he hit, I remember like turning the wheel a little bit to like soften the blow, like away from the car, the direction that he was coming. And so he T-bones us, and we end up flipping over 3 times. When you get hit that hard, you pass out. So we woke up and the car was on its side. So I look up, my wife's in the passenger side. She's like on top of me. And she just said, man, my leg's broken in half. And I told myself, I'm like, I don't know how bad I am. I'm gonna find out when I start to move. So I saw police, firemen. I don't know how long we passed out for, but I had somebody help me like lift the passenger door open, and I pulled myself out. And when I pulled myself out, that's when I felt my, like, right down by my lower abdomen. I was like, oh boy, I'm like, we got something happening there. And I had like a hematoma, like the back of my head was swollen like a grapefruit, just filled with blood. And my first thing was, I'm like, I got to get my wife out. So I run to get my wife out, and they're like, dude, do you need, like, are you okay? Like, you need to sit down. I'm like, I need to get my wife out of this car right now. And they're like, we're gonna cut her out. You just like sit down, breathe, relax. And I remember I even asked, I said, how's the other driver? They're like, he cut his finger, he's fine. Obviously we didn't find out he was drunk until afterwards, but they put me in the ambulance, and that's when, like, after the adrenaline dies out, that's when you really are like, man, I'm in pain. I remember the last thing he told me is that they said, we're airlifting your wife. She's gonna beat you to the hospital, so don't worry, like, you'll see her when you get there. But I didn't wake up until 3 days later, so I passed out right then and there. And apparently they brought me into my wife's room before I went to surgery. I don't remember any of this, and they had us touch hands, like, just in case anything happens. And she's like, you were groggy, you were out of it, and you were just like, come on, let's get this thing going. She shattered her femur. She broke tibia and fibia on one side and on the other side as well. So she broke both legs. She had to get 2 rods planted in. She'll have a full recovery. It's just gonna take some time. And they put a metal plate down by her ankle where those bones broke. So we'll both have a full recovery. Me minus my spleen. But I mean, other than that, what a blessing. I was in ICU, and I woke up out of a coma. They induced a coma because they had to do 3 surgeries on me. When you wake up, they slowly lower your anesthesia, and you kind of wake up and you're just all groggy, and I couldn't remember everything. I actually started pulling hoses out of me. I'm like, all right, well, I gotta go figure out what's going on. My bed alarm goes off. They come in the room, and that's when they reminded me. They were like, you're in a massive accident. I was like, oh, it's coming back. And then the first thing I just asked, how's my wife? And I was just telling my man, I said, can I go see my wife? And they said, you can't, you're in ICU. And I was like, oh, all right, well, am I getting out of here? Somebody tells you you're in intensive care. And I was in a stable condition, but the way that she communicated just didn't work out. She she basically said to me, I don't know if you're getting out of here. And I remember I was like, so waking up was kind of weird because I woke up and immediately after having this conversation, I didn't know if I was going to make it out. So I remember just telling myself, she walked out of the room and I was real groggy. And I just remember telling myself, don't close your eyes. You have to just like fight to stay awake and stay alive. And then another nurse comes in and like a couple hours later, after I'm sitting there for like a couple hours thinking I'm dying, she's like, no, you're stable, but you lost a lot of blood. We need to keep you in ICU for a little bit. And they said, you and your wife are going to have a full recovery. And that's when I said, why am I still here? That morning kiss with my wife, if I would have lost her, I'd be a lost soul. Like I can handle a lot of pain, mentally, physically, emotionally, but that would have hit me hard. Why didn't I die? Because the fireman and police guy on the scene said they'd never pulled a live body out of a car that looked like ours. We flipped over 3 times. You know, if it was a foot closer to the door that we would have gotten hit, he would have cut right through us. We'd both be dead. 0 questions asked. So it was 1 foot between life and death. And so I really just wrestled with that. You know, if you don't believe in God or universe or whatever, like something like that will make you believe real quick that something or someone said it's not your time yet. But at the same time, I believe that there's a reason for everything. And I think we get to make that reason, like Viktor Frankl. And, you know, in his book, he said one of the most beautiful things about human beings is we get to place meaning on the things that happen in our life. So I just kept asking myself, well, I'm not going to sit here and be a victim. Like, I'm not going to get butt hurt. Like, I almost died. Okay, bet, game on. Like, it's time to like stand up. I got to be a man for my wife. I got to get better. I got to get out of here. But how do I live round 2? My identity was 100% an entrepreneur. Now I am a business person, but I'm a person first, somebody who does business. And I want to make sure that I live life not to work, you know, that I live first and I work second. I had so many people that showed up at the hospital, like my jiu-jitsu team. I woke up, I didn't remember really. I'm like, it's been days. I was like, how long has it been? They're like, you were in a coma for 3 days. I'm like, well, my dog's definitely dead. It's like, I don't know what's happening in my business. My friends went to my house. They got my dog. My parents flew in, my in-laws flew in. Like my friends, like they went to the police station, they got police report. They came in with a notary, got a power of attorney, got state, like everything that I would have needed to do. My one friend tracked down my business partner and had a conversation with him. So he went through this maze of talking to people. And I was like, holy shit. I knew I had good friends, but now I can see how much the people in my life care. And the thing that freaking killed me is outside of like going to the jiu-jitsu and like seeing them in the gym, I don't ever spend time with any of them. Oh, you guys are hanging out this weekend? You know, my mentality, like I don't give a shit about like, you know, beer and let's go watch some sports. It's like I'm trying to build a legacy. You know, I want to show my brothers like there's a different way. I'm going to be like that person in my family that people are like, oh shit, like he completely changed everything that we think about life, money, what's possible. And so I've been on like that mission, and I'm still on that mission, but I no longer care how fast I get there. Like I'm not going to put 120 hours of work in a week because I want to take some time away from my work and actually live. I used to say when I get there, I'll calm down. I'll spend more time with my friends. I'll relax a little bit. I don't know if I have it tomorrow. Like you don't know if nobody knows if they have a fucking tomorrow. But we all run around acting like time is, I'm gonna do it when. Like when what? How do you know? Like you're gonna do it next week? Like who told you you have next week? You can expect that I will never hesitate a single day in my life. If there's something that I need to do, that I want to do, I will never take tomorrow for granted. So everything that comes into my mind, that comes into my heart, I'm going to do it right now.